So here we go. 21 cards sent in on 125. They shipped to the Golden Vault on 315. So I think the shipping takes like 4 days. So they took over a month, and then it's been another 2 weeks since I've done a video. We'll go through some of the cards and then what I really like. I've played around with this more. This is how it kind of pops up, and then you can click on it to get the picture of your card. These I've been picking up for a while. It's a shiny Michael Jordan. That's something you typically can't go wrong with. It's an insert. Pull rate was like 1 in 12, and then there's like 10 players in it. Penny Hardaway, Garnett, Shaq. Those really haven't caught on yet. Maybe in the future. Here's the back. All the corners do have a slightly rounded edge to them. That's just the way it is. So you can see a 9 here. A lot of these come over further to the left, and that's something you want to watch out for. You want at least this much spacing. And then when we pull up the 8 that I got here, all I can really tell is the top to bottom centering. And we'll try to... It looks a little better on the 9. See how it's like full hand and then a full hand. And then on the 8, it's a little more than a hand on the top. So that's the only difference I really see. The front and the backs look the same to me. Virtually no whiting, which is really good for this card. And then here as well, no whiting. Typically you'll see whiting here. And then... So I sent in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 9s are like over $150, sometimes pushing 200. The 8s go for about 100 to 150. The prices are bouncing around a lot. There's a decent amount of these coming to the market. The 6 is something I want to pull up. It's not like me to miss something, but we're all human, so I get it. And then, so you can see this right here down here. And what I do like is you can kind of download and then really blow these up. And so even though you don't have the card in hand, you can almost inspect it better than you could if you had the card in hand, minus surfaces. So that's this. I don't know. That's definitely a problem there. And then if we do this, that's, I don't know if that's a bend, but that would be like the bent corner there when it flips. So I don't know. I don't know if I did that, or I'm gonna say that I did it and I just missed it, and good on them. But this is still a really sharp looking 6. But nothing I can do about it now. Some of the other cards, it's a 90s channel mainly. This is my second Iverson. Super clean front here, Thunder and Lightning. I forget the pull rate on these. It's like over 100 packs. You can see a kind of a refractor line there. And then this kind of whiting or whatever is typical of the card. These do kind of glow in the dark. Another cool thing that I didn't show on the last one is it shows the population, which is awesome. So there's no 9s. I own another 8, so I have 2 of the 9 highest greatest cards on this card. Definitely happy with that. We'll pop over to the Jordan, and then you can see this is the 8, 181, and then 162. So this is what they would call the collector's grade, and then the 9, which I have one of. I mean, this would be your investment grade. So coming down, the high risers is Another card I definitely believe in, Shiny 7. I don't know. Clean front, sharp corners, gorgeous card. The Skyline, see these in hand, they're awesome cards. Members only, it's got to have the members only. Excuse me. There's no whiting on the embossed part of the card. But then you see whiting here, here, and here. But that's not bad for the card. And then you can really blow it up if you want. I mean, that's not great. So I think this is like a 7.5. You can maybe crack this, and I say 1 out of 3 times you get an 8 would be my guess. But then I do want to go back. That's the bugger about downloading it. So here's this. So the members only it's more rare. This is a more rare card than the Hardcourt. Tougher pull. You got 1 of these per box instead of on the Hardcourt you would get 2. And then the player set. So much lower pop here. And then I did get a 9 on the base that I sent in. These go for about 100 to 150 raw. A little whiting here, nothing major. Then the back, we can look at it. Not much. And then I think what you'll see, pretty clean here, pretty clean here. And then the corners. This where it seems like if you have whiting there, it's PSA is just a stickler on that. Then if we close this out, 67 and 12. These are other cards I've been focusing on. The cut above. The football wasn't. It wasn't printed very much because football has never been super popular in the collecting world. It's catching on, but I actually bought this off Probstein. I have a video out where I reveal I came in the eBay authentication. I was a little sketched out because it did have the surface on the front wasn't great. I was like, but sent it in. 8 was the highest I was imagining, so I'm very, very happy with an 8. The blades on this card are a little whitening there, but nothing major. The basketball is like, it's not cut out down here, so the football is a little tougher to get a good grade in. And then these are pretty rare too. 11. I only own 1 of the Jerry Rice. The Jerry Rice is a pricey card. This is a $300-400 card. And that's definitely pricey for me. Quick Strikes. I sent in 2 of these. I always put the weaker copy first. And I'll show you why I think this is the weaker copy. These little holes are, it's not uncommon on this card. And then sometimes what you'll see too is a refractor line like right here, or you'll see it down here. You can see a little like line here, and that's not uncommon too. So I've looked at a lot of these cards, and yeah, so that's not uncommon, the little holes. And then I put the better version. And this is what one of the things that sucks is I think this one has a shot at a 9. I truly do. It's not for $19. I wouldn't mind resending it and getting a second opinion. Super clean here. You can see compared to the other 8. A little wear there, but I mean that is not bad for this card. And then a little wear along here, and then that line, but there's not the refractor line down here. So this is just a gorgeous 8. So that's one of the things that sucks is you don't have the card in hand. So what I was going to show is 87 is the pop on that. going down. Another Fire MJ. A lot of these cards I picked up like 2 years ago raw. These were going for like 80 to 90 bucks raw at the time. That's about what a 7 goes for, maybe a little more than that. So just kind of broke even on this one. Pretty clean 7 overall. They're tough on those cards. 8. This card I was worried about. I'll show you why here. I'll zoom in. I do like the zoom feature. It's got this like refractor line right here that went down. You can see it. It's just like, I was really nervous. And then you can see the centering just was. I've looked at other versions of this card and it should be, I guess you would call that top to bottom. It's off a little bit. Not bad. But then you can see it's not perfect corners on this one. But then this should be a pretty low pop. 38, yeah, so 70. It's numbered Dirk rookie. These fetch a pretty penny. I think on some of the other ones, if it's sold recently, it kind of pops up here what it says. This one, I don't know. This is another thing that sucks is I want to crack this out of the case and really look at it. I can't see anything. There's this, but that can't be enough for a 6. And I typically look these cards over in a light. These are numbered to 500. I've sent another one of these in. I have an 8 of this card. And then if we look at the back, there's these little lines, but that's just the card. That's how it is. So I don't know what's going on there. But then we'll see the pop, yeah, 350 higher. I don't know what's going on here. I'd love to crack and resubmit this one as well. I will at some point. I promise you that. And then, so another thing I wanted to show is like the Duncan, okay, which we're about to look at, the 9. This is gonna be the tough thing about like when you're learning a card for the first time, especially when it's pricey. This black is common. It's part of the card. This is numbered to 500. These don't pop up much. The seller actually, I think he labeled the year wrong or something. He didn't label it completely right. It was auction. It still was pricey. So 9 last went for 450. I think I paid close to 225 raw for this. So they just don't pop up much. You can see this one sold. These both sold in August. And okay, I have this date sold. So an 8 went for 113, 100. I'm curious if that's the one Now I'm doubting how much I paid, like 125 I think for it. So it's a $200 card, I would say. 250. If you don't auction it, you can probably get 300. So I did well there with a 9. The other thing to take in consideration, there's only 9 of these, and it looks like a jambalaya. Extreme Michael Jordan, picked this up raw, graded it. Did a little better than break even on the. You really got to get a 9 to do better than what you pay for a raw on those, and that's okay. Big believer in this card. This is my second copy. I have a PSA 10, which is in another video. This one's got a 9. It's fairly centered right to left. All I can think is it's maybe a little diamond cut, if you can see that. A little less space, a little more space here. But down here it looks pretty good. So I'm not sure. This is the X-Fractor. The X-Fractor labeling's right there, and then they're out of 288. I really like the 2008 top set. And then, sorry, 3 and then 6 higher. So these grade well. What else do we have left? 2 cards left. Dr. J. I'm a collector of him. Dual materials. This is the first time I had seen this card. There was another one that went to auction. It went, I think, cheaper than what I paid for mine. But I had one and I had just picked it up recently, so I didn't bid strong on that other one. A 6. It's out of 99. I mean, and then you can see there's 4 of them graded. There's not many of them out there. And then this, the shimmer on this one's awesome in hand. That's another thing. It's got a little patch. Awesome card. VIP gold party. So this was given out at the VIP, and then I think you needed a certain ticket to get the gold parties, and these were in the packs. So you really don't see these cards that often. 1 out of 10. Then you'll see here it's a pop 1, none higher. So that's pretty badass. The other thing that's pissed me off is if you get a card they don't grade, they ship it back to you. And they charge me $19 to ship this back to me, which is crazy for one card. Not happy about that. But then these all go to golden, and so pop in. I've already logged in. Go to my vault, and then so anything that I've bought off golden, like on the auctions, it pops up here. So a Duncan rookie, my cost was 25. They think it's worth 34, which is whatever. This one I paid 13 for. They think it's worth 6. Sure. The collector's estimate isn't always spot on. The Hardcourts, you can see I have a couple of those. 105. These never sell. 52. There's no way. These, I don't know how they came up with that. These don't sell for under $100 raw. This is probably pretty accurate. This is way off by a lot. So some of these I don't know how they pull in. This is probably close to right. The PSA 6 they don't have anything for. This is close to right. Probably close to right. 9. This is probably close to right. 7. Numbers only. It would go for more than this, even at an auction. It would probably, I don't know. I bet it would go for $80. This is pretty right. So 516. Then, so if you're a card ladder person, yeah, I had pulled it up. So PSA 8. I was buying my raw copies for like 300. The 2 that I bought. So it was a bit of gamble at the time. But I probably bought them back in here when the price was higher, and then it came down, and now it's shot back up. So they might average like the last 3 sales, and then try to pull this data in from Card Ladder, because Card Ladder, Golden, Collectors Universe is all under the same parent company. Yeah, that 8 is gorgeous for an 8. Golden still has some kinks to work out that they're working on. And here's, I can show you the rest of the stuff that I haven't, that I've been picking up. A little sneak peek. Platinums. I've shown these on the channel. They're rare. I paid $13 for mine. Draft Redemption, Paul Pierce, $19. I can't even grade it for that. I picked this up for 11. This was a steal. This was the last auction that went completely under the radar. These are foil. people won't sell these raw for like less than 30-40 bucks. So 11, you could sell this easily for 50-80 bucks. So I disagree with them there. This is part of what I don't like about Goldness. Just even when you're on the auction, it always brings you all the way back up to the top instead of where you're at on the landing page. Not a huge deal, but when you're doing the auctions, it's kind of annoying. Players Club rookie. These are pretty low pop. I paid 67 bucks. That was a steal. Larger than life. These are gorgeous cards in hand. I paid 22. The Dirty Sand's worth 57. So there's steals to be had on Golden if you know what you're getting. Paid 23 for this White Sparkle. I might ship this back at some point if it doesn't sell, because I live in the Bay Area, so I could sell this at a card show. And I think for more than 23 bucks, the White Sparkles. Julius Irving. This is one I sent in. I sent these 3 cards in on a different order, and I just never did that video. This is, I don't know. I disagree with the pricing there. 200 for this. I don't know that I would sell it for 200. Griffey Refractor. I've shown some of these cards. This is a huge Kelsey. It would go for probably, I think the base green does like this. So the red would do probably 300. Some Jujus, the Chiefs. I know this is dragging on, but we're just talking cards. So if you're still interested, you can see what's in my vault. I listed these because the Chiefs traded them, so I'm not going to collect them anymore. I have 2 of these. I graded these myself. So yeah, that's copper. This is another thing. Like, I sent this card in to get graded, and sometimes they're really, this is an acetate card. They're really tough on these sometimes, but I would love to have this in hand. I mean, you can see kind of the surface scratches on it, but like people that have ever worked like clearly Donruss, those cards are never like, it's just impossible to have like the clean, because you can see it through on both sides. I think the 7 was a little harsh on that one. Oh, darn it. Oops. No problem. We're almost done anyways. So if you like the video, you like this content, like, subscribe, you know what to do. Finally hit 600 subscribers. I'm going to do that giveaway probably in the next week or so. I'm going to set up a card show on Saturday up in Sacramento. It's going from 9 to 5 p.m. I have a lot of value bin stuff. This is a sleeper card that I bought before these took off. I should have bought more. People were just, they didn't care about them. Now they care about them. You can tell I graded all these myself. It would show over here if I had bought it. So you can tell that I am a believer in those. I've gotten smoked on a couple of them, but I mean, in general, my eye is decent. I mean, that's what, 1, 2. Oh, these are members only. These are huge cards right here. I don't think it says the population on it. That's so frustrating. I don't know why it doesn't, but anyways, yeah, I'm a holder and a believer in these. They've caught on. Gallery of Heroes. You watch my channel, I'm a believer in those. Intimidation Nation, Maddox. These are numbered in 99. They don't, in the baseball, they don't pop up much. So glad to have that. This is like a $200 card, maybe a $300 card. So they have this way wrong. It just never sells. The Skyonics, I was big on these. I only have one Jordan because the Jordans were expensive when Jordan. It's pricier stuff. And then here's another Thunder and Lightning. So that's all I have for this video. I like that you get all the extra information here. I mean, you get that you just have to log in. It sucks when they send you back a card that they didn't grade and they charge you $19 for shipping. I think you can do better than that PSA. And then, yeah, not being able to the cards that you want to crack and look at and not having those in hand suck too. But there's a lot of pros too. So that's this video.